My name is Anna. I'm 34, and somewhere along the way, I forgot how to slow down. Work, deadlines, routines, they've all blurred together into noise. That evening, I just needed silence, or maybe something that felt like it. So I walked along the beach, barefoot, the sand still warm from the fading sun, the wind carrying the scent of salt and lime. The sky was turning gold, melting into pink and violet, and in the distance I heard music, soft, live, unhurried. Following the sound, I found a small beach bar, wooden, strung with fairy lights, half buried in sand. It looked like the kind of place that existed only for sunsets. I went in, ordered a mojito, and took a seat near the edge of the deck, where the sea stretched out endlessly. The first sip was cold and sharp. The breeze brushed my shoulders. Somewhere behind me, people were laughing, glasses clinking, voices blending with the rhythm of the waves. It felt like the whole world was unwinding, and for the first time in weeks, so was I. That's when I saw her. She stood by the bar, talking to the bartender, the light catching in her hair. She wore a loose white shirt, her skin sun-kissed, her movements calm, unhurried. She looked like she belonged there, part of the sea, part of the evening itself. When she turned, our eyes met, just for a second, but it was enough. She walked over, holding her drink, smiling. "Mind if I sit here?" she asked. "Not at all," I said, pretending to sound casual. She sat beside me, facing the ocean. "The view's better from this side." I smiled. "That's why I picked it." "I'm Ayla," she said, extending her hand. "Anna," I replied. Her fingers were warm against mine, and for a second, it felt like the evening paused. We talked about simple things, travel, favorite beaches, how the ocean never really keeps secrets. She was a photographer, traveling alone, chasing light that feels alive. Her voice had this calm confidence, like someone who'd made peace with uncertainty. I told her I lived nearby, that I came here when life felt too loud. She nodded. Maybe that's why we both ended up here tonight. The bartender turned on a few lanterns, and the bar glowed softly, like it was breathing. Music played, slow guitar, something dreamy and old. We fell quiet for a while, watching the waves shimmer under the lights. Then she looked at me and said, "You seem like someone who thinks too much." I laughed. Maybe. She leaned closer, her voice a whisper. "Then stop thinking. Just be here." And somehow, for the first time in a long time, I did. The night deepened, and the beach came alive. People danced barefoot in the sand, laughter rising with the tide. The moon hung low, glowing white against the indigo sky. Isla turned to me and asked softly, "Do you dance?" "Only when no one's watching," I said. "Then lucky for you," she smiled. "I don't count." She stood, held out her hand, and pulled me toward the sand. The music grew louder, gentle rhythm, distant drums, waves keeping time. We moved slowly at first, clumsy, laughing, the sand cool beneath our feet. Then something shifted. The laughter softened, the distance disappeared. Her hand found mine, steady and warm. Her other brushed my shoulder. We swayed under the lantern light, our shadows crossing. The world felt smaller, quieter, as if the ocean itself was holding its breath. I looked up, and she was already watching me. Her eyes caught the reflection of the moon, her smile soft and sure. And when she leaned closer, I didn't pull away. The kiss was slow, sun-warmed salt, laughter, and something that felt like recognition, a promise without words. When it ended, she stayed close, her forehead resting against mine. "You do dance when someone's watching," she whispered. I laughed, and for the first time, I wasn't afraid to feel something real. We sat later on the sand, watching the tide pull closer. She told me she'd be leaving soon, heading north for another shoot. I didn't ask her to stay. I just listened to the sound of the waves, her voice, the night. Sometimes love isn't about forever. It's about one evening that feels infinite. The next morning, she was gone. But when I passed the bar again, the scent of salt and mint lingered in the air, and if I closed my eyes, I could still hear her laugh in the wind.